This week on the Movies and Stuff show, a War for the Planet of the Apes roundtable review, and after that we'll do our weekly stuff rundown featuring topics such as Disney's D23 Expo, a preview of this year's San Diego Comic-Con, and a farewell to George Romero. Stay tuned. You blew it up, Abe.
We blew it all up.
Blew it all up. Damn you. Damn you all the hell. Welcome once again to the Movies and Stuff show. My name's Dan. Joining me, my co-host Marty and Abe.
Hey, what's up?
In next week's episode, we can call Marty Mr. Martinez, right?
There you go.
He's getting married.
Getting rid of that.
So he's losing his last name. No
Yep.
longer going to be Gump. He'll take his wife's last name.
Doubling up the Martin. It's always good.
Yep. So Martin Martinez. Marty Martinez. Sounds like a baseball player, right?
No, it sounds like a superhero.
Oh, yeah. Like Miles.
Well, especially for Marvel right now, it sounds like a superhero.
Marty Martinez. As you can see, joining us once again, Nick and Jamil. You guys run it seems like you're just becoming permanent members. So,
That's what
Jamil's like on all the time.
That's what. Yeah, Jamil's like he's the fourth Beatle, as it were.
I'm Ringo. Sweet.
Jamil's actually had more appearances on our show than he's had on his own show in the last month.
When?
We are recording tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
Hopefully.
Jack's just a busy man.
He is.
Super busy.
That one's going to be interesting because two of us liked the movie and one of us didn't.
Well, gee.
Same movie we're talking about today?
Yeah.
No, God, no.
Which movie?
We always a week behind. What you talking?
Spider-Man. That's right.
So Jack didn't like Spider-Man?
Hey, look, I'm not saying.
What movie has Kyle ever hated in his whole goddamn life?
I'm Jeff Sessions. I'm recusing myself of this conversation.
Kyle loves every movie.
Yeah, it's very true. I yet to hear a negative review from Kyle, like ever. So, since you guys are a week behind, it's good that you're joining us then to talk about War for the Planet of the Apes. So, as I mentioned in the teaser, that we're going to mix things up this week. We'll start with the movie, and then at the end of the show, we'll do our weekly stuff rundown and make sure that we have enough time to talk about the review. So. War for the Planet of the Apes is the latest installment of the Apes franchise. And we'll get into that. Jamil actually had right before the show. He had some comments about that, but we'll get into this. The film follows the previous Planet of the Apes movies, Dawn and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I have some mixed feelings about this film. I was talking about it right before the show. Overall, I think it's a very good movie. But if you're expecting an actual war for a planet filled with apes, you don't get it in this one. And I think there's a lot of more deeper meaning stuff. What's the meaning of existence for man stuff going on? That's the war you're getting in this one. But if you want a war for the Planet of the Apes, go watch the second one. Go watch Rise for the Planet of the Apes. That's your war. But let's get everyone else's initial thoughts. Jamil, I called you out a second ago for your thoughts on the sequence of the naming of the films that you brought up before the show. What do you think?
It's supposed to be done. It's supposed to be done. Done, War, then Rise. Right? Isn't that because, that's the order that it's supposed to be. No, Rise, Done. Basically, it's all messed up at this point. I don't even know. But, every movie title is a lie. This movie poster is a lie.
Yeah.
It is completely misleading. I don't know who idea that was. But, you're going with certain expectations that's not there. And if you don't temper them, you might leave disappointed. But with that being said, I think this might be the best one. I think this trilogy has progressively gotten better with each installment. And as a father, and Dan might know this, you go see a lot of shit like at the movie theaters. You know, I love superhero movies. I love animated movies, but like it's just good to get like a blockbuster that actually thinks, that actually has like a deeper meaning, that asks these important questions, and it shows you that it can be done, even with $150 million budget. So
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna echo the statements as well. It starts off really strong. Starts off with a kind of action, the big battle that you're expecting to see. You're seeing the apes versus humans, and it's like, okay, this is on. And again, we'll throw the spoiler alerts out there. I guess is you see Woody Harrelson's character kill Caesar's wife and eldest son. Right at the very beginning, and you see Caesar's getting like pissed, and he's like, you think, all right, war is on. And then I don't think you actually really see the apes fighting humans much after that. Other than that first opening sequence, there's very little of apes and humans fighting after that. Nick, what did you think about this movie?
When it started, that first opening sequence where we're scrolling up and all the greenery and you see the dead apes and stuff, I thought that was amazing, right? And up until the point that they killed Caesar's son, thought it was amazing. From there, it kind of started to drift down. Because it's like, I didn't get exactly what I wanted from it. I don't know. It was like I left the theater going, it was all right. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was like the Return of the Jedi of this trilogy, in my opinion.
Marty, what do you think?
Marty's triggered right now. Come on, let's.
I like Return of the Jedi.
I said that on purpose.
A couple of things. I think I made the mistake of seeing this movie on like a Friday night at 9:30, 10 o'clock, and it's a tough movie to get through because it's kind of sad. It's dark at spots. It's very talky. So it's like and not that it's boring. It's never boring, but it's a tough sledge at times to get through. So seeing it at night like that was probably a mistake on my part. I might have altered my viewing of the movie. I will say the whole you guys talk about the war aspect. I think if you want to get on a deeper level with it, I think the war was inside of Caesar at a bit of times. He was deciding what he was still, at the beginning of the movie, he's saying, all right, leave us alone. We'll live here in the woods. You guys do what you want. And, let's just live in peace kind of deal. And then, like I said, they kill his family. And then he has that same kind of revenge that we saw in the second movie from, what was his name? Kobe or
Koba.
Yeah.
And they bring that back up a lot actually throughout the movie. He has the visions of him. And so, and he, the other, the apes are telling him, you're just becoming him now. So I think it's the war within himself. It's the war within Woody Harrelson's character that we didn't get to see their point of view until almost the very end. Why they were, all the humans in this whole, trilogy, I suppose we're going to call it, are fighting out of their own. They're cast as villains, of course, but they're also always fighting out of their own self-interest. You can kind of see why they're doing what they're doing. But it's just the way they're doing it makes them, just as unforgivable at times, I guess. But the new plot of this movie, of course, was the illness that struck them in the second movie. They had, kind of, I guess, figured out how to get past that. But now it's morphed into this new thing where the humans are turning into apes almost. I guess is where we find humans in the original Apes movie way back when. So, so he saw his own daughter go through it, and it's still, again, it's a self-preservation war, and there's not a lot of action scenes. There's 2 or 3 maybe in the whole movie. So if you're going in there looking for that, you probably won't be satisfied like Nick was mentioning. But I didn't go in there looking for that really. But I think more my disappointment maybe in the movie was it's long. It's a 2.5 hour movie. It could have been probably cut down to 2 hours if you cut down on some of there was like stretches where it's just them walking in the forest or them doing manual labor for long stretches. And I guess you could have cut down on some of that. As always, the CGI stuff is they're getting very close to perfecting it.
Really? Oh, I saw it on the Dolby. It looked fantastic.
Yeah,
I thought it looked great. I thought it looked sensational in the Dolby.
I think these movies have the best special effects. Period.
I mean, they're getting very close with it.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it looked so good on the Dolby.
I thought the second the apes looked better. It falls apart when you see a lot of apes in one scene because they start to look CGI.
Maybe that's it. But I mean, when it's Caesar up close and when you're seeing the hair is kind of like just kind of blowing in the wind on, it's just like that's insane. And it was really good performance by Andy Serkis and Abe Cornelius. You saw Cornelius in this one. Did that excite you at all?
I actually I kind of nodded off during the movie a little bit. Yeah, so I didn't quite catch much of it. I was really tired. But I mean, I this is the first of these new Planet of the Apes movies I'd ever actually seen at all.
Oh.
I'd never seen the first two. No, never saw them.
First two are great.
Yeah. So, I mean, my question is really, is Caesar Magneto in every movie?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's more Moses in this one.
Yeah.
Why do you say Magneto, Abe? I just want to.
Oh, with the killing of the family, and he decides to go for vengeance, but then just mopes a lot instead. That's Magneto. Yeah.
God damn it, Abe. I didn't see the movie, but I won't make a snap judgment.
It was a question. I'm not making an opinion. I'm just saying.
I got where you were coming from because I know as soon as you said Magneto, I was like, oh yeah, it kind of is the Magneto arc in this movie for Caesar.
Yeah.
Does he have a best friend who's in like a chimpanzee that's in a wheelchair or anything like that? And
he never goes. I don't think Caesar ever goes
orangutan.
full evil the way Magneto does, though.
No, he never gets to go
Magneto
evil.
never
never really goes full evil.
Especially
He just
as
starts
these
using
new ones. Yeah.
metal
He's
around him.
Yeah, right. He's
No.
always a tragic hero. Yeah.
Age of Apocalypse, he goes full on evil. When he kills all those people in the factory.
He kills all the people. Caesar blew a bunch of people up.
He was going to kill Nixon,
really.
too.
Yeah,
in the
fuck
second.
them humans.
Not
They was
really.
bad.
Blew a lot of people up. He caused an avalanche. That killed all the people.
They had to go anyway. You know, the funny thing about this is, if you look at the second movie, Koba was absolutely right.
Yes.
Maybe he went about it the wrong way, but Koba was absolutely right. Like, even if he wouldn't start that way.
What was he right about?
Well, I gotta tell the whole damn thing. Well, in the first movie, Koba in the first movie is the ape that got experimented on the worst. He's like all scarred up. So in the second movie, he's the one that holds the most animosity towards humans. While Caesar was raised with humans, he has a little more forgiveness for him. So in the second movie, what was it, the dam? They need the dam for power. And Koba was like, you know, if you let them get power, they just gonna come kill us. Mm. And he was right. Like, he was absolutely right.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't trust the humans. They have to be wiped out for us to survive.
It's just not. You know what's funny though? Like, I feel like the movie was so tied to connecting to the original that some of the things in the original that don't make sense carry over to this movie. So it's kind of like you're watching it and you're like, they had to force Nova in there. They have to force Cornelius. But the timeline of the original movie is 2,000 years into the future. The astronaut thing makes no sense based on the world.
You see, my theory is this doesn't connect to the original. I just think those callbacks.
No, I think it's callbacks. I don't think they're saying. I think it's like an homage thing.
I don't think that's the Cornelius that's going to be
there.
No,
it's definitely not because it's 2,000 years later. Because
the
originals are in the year like
I said, I don't even see how this movie would even fit into that timeline at this point. I just see it as a complete new remake at this point. I don't even see it connected with those. Hell, shit, the original movies don't even connect with each other, so shit. No.
They got mutants in the underground.
Did Mark Wahlberg screw up the timeline? Is that possible?
No, he's an inventor.
Oh. I was talking about this. This series of Apes films has purged the vision of Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes movies out of my head. I've completely forgotten about it. I should never be brought up ever again.
Is that now right with like Terminator Salvation and that kind of dustbin of?
It's got. I mean, it's just. I went to the theaters to see that atrocity.
I saw it.
Michael Clark Duncan was getting it, right?
Look, the makeup was amazing.
Oh,
makeup
was
really
good. The Lady Apes all like Michael Jackson. All of it. I could not watch that movie. I don't know. This movie, it's a good ending to the trilogy, but I don't think it ended with a bang.
You see that?
Like it felt like you know how like when you watch, like the second one is clearly the best one in my opinion. I really enjoyed the. I love the second one, right? And this one just kind of felt like it just went. I don't know, something about it. It was just like
But
I didn't hate it. So,
But I feel like none of these movies. I mean, even the second one, which has the bit better than, none of these movies are really action oriented. They all kind of dour. So it makes complete sense that Caesar just dies on a rock.
That was beautiful.
No, it was, but I'm just saying it makes complete because like these movies has never really this version of Planet Apes has never been about action. It's always been like these slow tone pieces, even with the second one. Like it's just like I said, I enjoy it. Like, you know, in the summers with all this sound and fury signifying nothing, it's just good to have something like this.
Do you think the 1968 version wasn't exactly action packed? It was trying to be a more subversive movie.
This was just kind of sold, I think, more though as an action packed. All the trailers were war based and action based, and
yeah, that's why. Like they sold the war part. They're like, yo, you're gonna get this war. You're gonna get this war. And that opening sequence was the war we wanted.
Yeah,
it just kind of
was it. That's it. I don't think we ever actually saw the apes and the humans fight again. Like it was then at the very end during the escape, essentially, when Caesar is quote unquote fighting the humans, but all he's trying to do is essentially. Distract them so the other apes can get out. It was more of a Prison Break movie, right? I mean, in essence, it was this great kind of like if you think about like it was a massive Shawshank, right? They're escaping in this tunnel.
Did anyone care that they didn't really explain who the other humans were? Because like at the end of the movie is Woody Harrelson is essentially a rogue part of the military who is now.
No, I mean I don't think they needed to explain. I think it was pretty clear that this is a guy he's pretty much doing something now that is being opposed. It's almost like Dr. Strangelove. He's got this base now that he's taken over, and it's basically trying to cause the end of the world in a way, and they're kind of stopping it because he even mentions the fact it's like they don't care about you apes. They care about what I'm trying to do here. Yeah. They're trying to stop me.
Here's the thing. But to Marty's point, though, I didn't really care too much about the other army. But when they immediately go to shoot at Caesar when they show up, it's kind of like all of this Caesar's humanity is pointless at that point. Like, why does Caesar even care? Like the whole reason that the movie is to keep Caesar's little glimpse of being like fair and not like Koba. But at the end of it, it's like, why does he even care?
I don't think in essence, I don't know if he even cares about humanity anymore. I think he's realized that the apes are the new humanity, and for them to survive and to be able to be free the way they need to be, he's got to still, basically sacrifice himself and be a part of this where he's not doing this for vengeance anymore. He's not killing Woody Harrelson out of vengeance. He's now fighting man for the survival of the new mankind, right? I think that's the evolution of his characters. It went this revenge arc, and at the end when he sees Woody Harrelson dying or suffering from that disease, to him he's like, okay, well, now my purpose is to make sure that like Marty said, the Moses can get my people to the promised land, right? To get them to where they need to go.
And it's just not that the humanity, like Koba was a straight up, like Koba was complicated, but he was also a straight up bad guy. He started to kill his own people because they wouldn't. They like it just isn't. It's the compassion. It's not even about humans just having compassion for others,
but
whether it be human or ape.
Caesar killed an ape. He killed the traitor. He killed Winter.
Well, shit, he killed Koba.
Yeah, Caesar got 2 ape bodies on him.
And Woody Harrelson has like 100. Like,
but here's the thing. This is the thing that got me confused.
But you understand though, Koba literally, don't forget the one ape, Ash, in the second one, because I literally seen the second one right before I seen this one. He killed Ash because Ash wouldn't kill a human. Like Caesar wouldn't do that. Like, yes, he might kill an ape if he has to. Caesar understands that, but he's not going to kill an ape because they won't follow an order.
Right.
Cobra had to go because Cobra tried to kill him and betrayed him. Winter had to go because he betrayed him, got his family killed. But like Cobra took it 3 steps farther than Caesar would ever go, and Caesar was in danger of that. That's what that scene between him and Woody Harrison means. That it's just he kept his humanity, he kept his compassion.
Caesar's essentially Superman from Man of Steel. I mean, he had to do what he had to do. He had to do what he had to do. I mean,
Nah, Superman, man. Caesar would have.
We are not going down this.
Caesar should have snapped Woody Harrelson's neck. Then
I didn't love Woody's performance.
I didn't either. I wasn't too enamored with it. I didn't
a little
like
mailed in.
I wasn't. I was fully invested in Andy Serkis. I think it was. You forget how good of an actor he is because he's never really. You never see him as an actor per se, right? But he is a good actor. Like, think back to when he did Gollum. It was like that was him. He was still, he was talking.
How'd you like Schmeagol the ape?
Oh yeah, I was talking about that right before the show. Like that was such a weird character. It was like
I kind of liked him though.
I didn't dislike him, but I felt like there's this hint of the 80s kind of stereotypical Asian kind of sidekick, like a little bit of the
Asian, really?
Yeah, big time. I got that like kind of that
Steve
vibe.
Zahn. You got that from Steve Zahn?
I kind of did.
Schmeagol. I don't know. If you look for it, you're always gonna find what you're asking for.
I don't know.
I didn't see Asian.
I thought it was the short round type of, just like he's kind of slapstick. He's kind of there. He's like, I don't know.
I didn't think of it when but now you mention it, it makes sense. Yeah, but
when you look for it, you're gonna find it.
I'm sorry, I didn't see Asian, but I do think this movie need this character because, as we just said, this is a depressing ass movie, and he's the only funny thing in this movie. And even then, it's not even that funny. No, he have a speech about they killed my son too. Like Jesus Christ!
I didn't think his jokes were bad, but like when they were placed in the movie, it's like I'm not ready to joke just yet, or I'm not ready to laugh at this now because
he's got some good physical comedy in it. Some really good physical comedy in it.
It just didn't work in this where like we just watched an ape get beat, by a whip for 5 minutes, and now here's a couple of one-liners. Like, all right,
it's like Marvel.
Marvel, it's a Marvel movie right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't you fight? You kind of fight with yourself though, because watching that movie, you do feel for the apes because it's fucked up. But at the same time, it's like, what the hell is humanity supposed to do?
No, I mean, I think that's the point.
Like everybody has a clear motive that makes sense. Like the apes want to be alive, but we're like, well, we need these apes dead because if not, we're gonna be the apes.
Yeah.
So like, you leave it like, who's the hero? There's like no hero. It's just a circumstance.
At the same time, though, the humans had several times this entire trilogy just kind of leave it be.
Right. But
again, you see what happened, right? Even when you leave it be, the damn shit mutated. So, like, even if they would have left the humans alone, they still would regress because the virus mutated into this new terrible
thing. Then at that point, it's just like, all right, well, we're killing the apes then just because we're not going to survive either, so we don't want anyone to survive? Because that's what it comes down to, though.
I think their reasoning was, like, if we killed the apes, the simian flu will go away. Because apparently it's airborne. Like, it seemed like it might be airborne at this point.
I don't think it was.
No, it looked like it was blood-based.
Yeah.
It's blood because
the doll had a blood stain.
Yeah. You see, I thought that too. But where the fuck Bad Ape came from? Maurice said it himself. He was like, I thought we were the only ones that got smart. Apparently, all the apes across the world got smart. They wasn't like exposed to blood. Like, how did that happen?
I don't know how. But did the apes get smart based on?
Yeah, the same thing. The simian flu. The simian flu is what makes the apes smart, but what kills the humans.
But the mutated form is probably with blood contact.
No, I think the thing is what made Caesar extra smart, but then I think just being around Caesar and some of the other apes for long enough made them kind of evolve that way.
Bad Ape was never around Caesar.
Yeah,
but he was in confinement somewhere.
Yeah, but he doesn't even know sign language. He just knows how to talk.
He was at a zoo. He in Syria at that. He was like in Russia. He was just like the apes got smart, the humans got sick, the apes got smart, they started killing us. So that means within this world, all the apes across the globe are simultaneously getting smarter. That's why Maurice said I thought we were the only ones. Because Bad Ape was just a zoo ape. He wasn't even like part of an experiment.
Well, to be fair, in the ape, their world is only as far as they can travel. So it's not like they got the TV to know that there were more apes.
No, but that's my point.
That's just a huge revelation.
But that's my point, though. By meeting Bad Ape, it shows you that the apes are getting smarter across the world. It's just not confined. The smart apes are just not in San Francisco. All the apes are getting smart.
Yeah.
So I guess it's airborne at that point. I guess eventually humanity, no matter what they did, was going to die out. And it was just their death throes.
Did you also want to do final thoughts?
I figure we if we want to save time for stuff, we have probably like another 5-10 minutes that we can go on this if anyone has anything else.
One other thing I want to didn't you feel the convenience factor of the like how convenient it is for the other army to just show up when they actually needed them to show up?
Like that's every movie.
I know, but it's like, can we get away from that shit? Like, it's so convenient.
I mean,
as soon as they escape, as soon as they escape, here comes like Caesar's about to die, and all of a sudden there's this giant army coming to kill the people who are about to kill him.
Well, no, because if you think about it, the apes would have got away scot-free. When the army came in, it held the apes up from escaping. If the army never would have came in, they would have got away scot-free.
But somehow the MacGuffin of the avalanche kills the entire army and allows all
the convenient part comes in the fact that nobody's seen all these apes fucking disappearing under the ground. Like nobody saw that. Nobody saw Caesar and them go get the little kids apes. Like
they're too preoccupied.
Caesar becomes a little too much of Vin Diesel there at the end too.
A little bit.
Like there's explosions near him. He's getting shot at 50 times. There's an avalanche that he gets rid of. I mean, it's like, all right, come on.
But then he dies.
But then he dies from a stab wound.
How long did it take him to die? Like 3 months from that one wound?
No, this is the apes Logan. The little girl is X-23. Caesar is Wolverine. And the same type of way the kid's playing and shit, and he dies on a tree. All they needed was the X cross. That's all. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I could deal without the blonde hair, blue-eyed little girl in the movie. I could have done without that shit. I didn't need it. I didn't fucking need it. I didn't need this this image of white purity to in my movie. Like the apes were fine. The apes were fine. I didn't need her. Why is she even fucking there?
And she's the savior. They don't win this battle unless the little white girl decides to just give a fuck all of a sudden.
What I like is that
no one sees her. No one sees her. Like how this is this giant military base with all these fucking soldiers, guards everywhere, and she managed to take 10 minutes to walk from one side to the cage to the other to give him food and water.
Right through the front door.
She also didn't care when I'd seen. I guess that was her father that gets shot up.
No,
in the beginning. But then when the monkey that just gave her a flower died, she got all upset. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
Maybe that wasn't her father.
Yeah, it's possible. Maybe it was just a guy.
Maybe the guy was trying to save her.
I mean, it was still a guy who was feeding her or something.
Well, we don't know. Maybe there's something else going on.
That's possible.
Maybe she was happy the guy died. Amanda's yelling at us in the chat saying we didn't talk about how romantic it was.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
That's her reference for her favorite movie couple, Cornelius and. Yeah, she's made this a couple times on the show. You guys should pay attention to the show history.
To the actual show sometimes, right?
I mean, there was a brief thing with Caesar and the wife, and then that kind of
The fact that they killed his son, who played such a pivotal role in the second movie, I think was ballsy, just to take him out.
Yeah,
but they didn't give him enough screen time that you really give a fuck.
Yeah, well, you have to watch You have to pretty much watch the movie.
You have to have just seen it to really care.
Yeah, I didn't remember.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Jamil, you just rewatched them. I remember you just rewatched them right before you saw War, so it was pretty fresh on your mind. Okay, anything else? we got anything else for?
I mean, it's a good wrap up, but I mean, it's
Where do they go?
It's probably my least favorite of the three. I would say.
Me too.
Are they going to keep going, or is this it? You think it's over?
It's
fuck no, this is not over. They'll figure something out, but I'm pretty sure it'll be worse.
Like it mutates again.
They'd have to wait a little while, I think, to do something. I mean,
we may just
crossover with Aliens.
I don't think it's doing
versus
as
Planet of the Apes.
We're going to find out it was the Umbrella Corporation the whole time.
With most of the sequels and everything this summer, I don't think it's doing as well as the ones before it. So
it's coming up right after Spider-Man. I think this is back to back to back. Right? You got Spider-Man, you got War for the Planet of the Apes, and then you got Dunkirk. They really should have given some breathing room for both. Like I don't think
Dunkirk's that 70 mil. It's at 70 mil right now off a 150 budget, so it's going to be close to just making its money back. Actually,
how do they do
just
in China?
Domestically?
Do we know?
Yeah, it'll make its money.
It's only 40.
No, hell no. This movie's too smart for China. They're not going to like it.
Oh, Jamil chopping down the Chinese again.
Well, look, China. Look. It has been shown that the Chinese like their movies loud and will allow explosions.
Well, it's a language gap, right?
Well, yeah. That's what I mean. I shouldn't have said it like that. I'm sorry, Chinese people. I don't mean it like that. What I'm saying is, this movie is a little too meditative. I could see this movie not doing well over there.
Yeah.
It's only made 44 overseas so far. I don't know where it's open, but
it's not China. The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes pulled 107 million out of China.
You know what might serve this movie well? Actually, when it finally releases on Blu-ray, watching them all together.
And changing those titles around, that would be good.
You're right about that. I think the titles are a little fucked up. War should be the second one. This one should be Rise.
Yeah, it's Dawn or Rise. They should just and pretend, just like with Edge of Tomorrow and Ghostbusters.
I was about to say, just change the titles at this point. Okay. Let's move on to some weekly stuff. We can wrap up with that. Topic one. Start off with a quick recap of Disney's D23 Expo. Marty, what are some highlights from you from D23?
All right, I wrote a list of things that we only saw two things actually. The public got to see only two things really, which was the A Wrinkle in Time trailer. This is Oprah, Reese Witherspoon, and the woman from the office. I forget her name. And then the other thing we saw was the Star Wars, The Last Jedi behind-the-scenes kind of footage. Other than that, it was all in-house D23 stuff that they saw. What they did see apparently was amazing, but the main thing, of course, was the Infinity War trailer, which showed, Thanos finally showed Iron Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy cast together, showed a whole Spider-Man in a whole new suit, showed Captain America kind of disheveled. So I mean that was the main takeaway from the weekend.
And they're getting good with stopping those leaks. Those trailers used to leak all the time. Disney's like crazy.
Disney is on top of that shit, because even when I went to Star Wars Celebration, there were people walking around. If you even lifted a phone, you were thrown the fuck out. They don't fuck around there.
What's crazy though? Did you see all the people with their phones out when they were doing when Josh Brolin was out there?
But they let you do it, but once they say, all right, we're going to put this screen on or something, they really shut you down. There's a lot of animated stuff that came out. Wreck-It Ralph sequel announced. Incredibles 2 sequel finally announced. Live action shit. Lion King. There was a first trailer of that no one got to see but them.
Yeah, which is weird because they're still casting it.
Yeah, they
just showed the opening sequence where Simba gets lifted up, and apparently Simba's going to be Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
He's going to play Simba. There was a rumor that Hugh Jackman was going to play Scar, but that kind of got tossed out. Yeah. I don't think that's reality anymore.
Just bring back Jeremy
Irons.
Yeah, that was surprising because James Earl Jones is back.
As Simba's father. Yeah.
Well, that's James Earl Jones. I mean, of course.
No, in this climate, you're going to have to make everybody black because everybody's going to complain.
Aladdin had some big news.
But they're going to complain no matter what. You never make a social justice warrior happy, ever.
Yeah, the boxes. You got to check off all. If you don't check off all the boxes, you might not even worry about it.
I think there was a little too many straight black people in this movie. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's Marty was about to say the Aladdin. There was some kind of
yeah.
controversy of trying to cast who they're going to cast as Aladdin as well.
Yeah, but also Will Smith as the genie, I thought was pretty interesting. Also, I didn't realize this was a Guy Ritchie movie, so that's
yeah.
Shit. Well,
Guy Ritchie's Aladdin.
Yeah,
And,
that'll be so good.
they gave a first little peek of the Mary Poppins movie, which I think we should all have seen by now. 'Cause it's coming out in December, so I'm surprised they didn't release that.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm
really-
not watching that unless Yondu is playing Mary Poppins.
So my main takeaway was whether or not, Disney now has so many properties, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, all their animated shit.
Animated and their live action remakes.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to need Comic-Con anymore.
They don't. No.
So it'll be interesting to see if other studios start following suit here.
Only Disney could do that because they're so big. But they still need Comic-Con because Comic-Con is Comic-Con.
Comic-Con don't mean shit. You know how many movies I've seen go Comic-Con say, oh, this is going to be a hit. I remember when Scott Pilgrim was like a big splash there. How well did that go?
I think that'll be a great segue into our second topic, but let's keep on this Disney D23 thing real quickly because one thing that was definitely absent from D23 was Han Solo. They pretty much just avoided that like the plague.
I mean, they didn't do a lot of Star Wars. I mean, the main Star Wars things were the Last Jedi behind the scenes, so it's not even a new trailer, which I still enjoyed because I'm, of course. And they did a big push on the new Star Wars land. That's coming out in 2019, which was they're now labeled Star Wars Galaxy Edge, which is going to have not only
no one's ever going to call it that. It just
sounds like a phone. It
does
sounds
sound
like a phone right there. It's like I got the Star Wars Galaxy Edge right here.
Well,
there was an Iron Man Galaxy Edge.
The main thing was the hotel that's going to be attached to this park, which is going to be in completely immersive Westworld style. You go into this hotel and you're actually living in the Star Wars, basically. So that's what we'll be doing in 2019.
It's like $2,500 for like a family for like 2 nights or something like that. Yeah.
With no park tickets.
Right, just for the hotel.
Tickets are separate.
Ron Howard is doing a lot of social media stuff with Han Solo, but again, there was no real big announcement. But that's the thing with Disney. Disney has so many things now that they can say, "Oh yeah, Han Solo's next year. Don't worry about it. This is the 20 other things they're doing."
Yeah, I mean, with the reshoots, with Emilia Clarke's acting, there's probably they gotta push that back as far as they can.
There's still no word. I mean, they're still saying that it's coming out next year. They haven't changed that. But I think Star Wars does a better job. Marvel, the way they do things with Marvel, I don't particularly like because now I just want to see Infinity Wars. I don't care about Thor anymore. And Thor's coming out in November. And then they even have Black Panther after that, which it's going to be its own thing, I would imagine, so that'll be fun. But again, they're always making you look 3 pictures ahead.
That's what works.
I'm actually looking more forward to Thor and Black Panther than I am Infinity War at this point. Because I'm just tired of waiting, so like fuck it. I mean, of course I'm gonna go see.
If you had seen the trailer, maybe So I don't.
Maybe, but as of right now, I it's just like maybe I go see it the first day. It's just it's been 8 years.
Yeah,
12.
It could be smart that they're not showing it because then they get all the publicity of talking about it without having to spoil anything. So, but again, they might just be trying to step on Comic-Con as well. Maybe they'll drop it online sometime this weekend while everyone's talking about DC over at Comic-Con.
Well, they're saying November. They're saying the official trailer drops with Thor.
That would be stupid because then
Thor is the official trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're gonna watch the whole movie.
Because that was Spider-Man. Actually, there was what was it during Spider-Man? There was another trailer for something else. I was like, oh, this is weird to watch. Or it might have been.
I mean, like Disney is good for dropping the trailer when DC drops a tip trailer. They real petty like that.
They enjoy last year with Justice League.
I mean, do these Marvel movies even need trailers? At this point,
everything needs trailers. I mean,
that's what Jack Random was making this point years ago. You don't need a trailer for Batman versus Superman. You just say, "This is the movie. This is the movie." Go see it.
Batman's gonna fight Superman.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. Like in Marvel's case, like they got a movie every 3 months. Every 3 months, the previous movie is to big up the next one that's coming out.
Well, so that's what Marvel's doing. It's pulling rabbits out of this hat and hoping you don't really notice that these are kind of boring. Just it's just always down the road. I mean, of course they need trailers. It's a shell game the whole time.
Oh, that's what it was. It was the Wonder Woman. Before Wonder Woman, you see a Justice League trailer. And so you're seeing the character of the movie you're about to see in another movie already. So we're going to get to that point because, I mean, I think everyone's in Infinity War.
Right.
So you're going to see Thor and Hulk and Black Panther in movies promoting another movie. So
I hope Black Panther ain't got shit. I mean, I know he's going to be in Infinity War, but I hope that particular movie has nothing to do with anything else.
It doesn't.
Let it be his own
but
thing.
he was featured in the trailer they showed with Captain America, so it's going to have to be something at the end.
Well, Captain America starts Infinity War in Wakanda, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But
so
what I'm hearing,
at least be a post-credit scene, probably.
Yeah, there's probably going to be. It's going to be connected, but it's all going to be in Wakanda. They're not going to, they're doing the Ant-Man thing.
So speaking of all of that and talking about how Disney might try to hijack Comic-Con, and Jamil saying that Comic-Con doesn't mean shit anymore, let's talk about Comic-Con, because some of the things that are slated to come out at Comic-Con, right now we know that Marvel and DC will be there. They're going to be pushing Thor. They're going to apparently have some footage from Infinity War that they are going to show. I think that has been announced that they're going to show something for Comic-Con. We don't know if it's a teaser or if it's just something. They have said that they're going to show something. They might show a minor clip during Comic-Con, and then when Warner Brothers starts putting out their stuff, then drop a full trailer online. We'll see about that. They will talk some Black Panther, and then there's talk that they might kind of have some information on Ant-Man. The DC is going to be pushing Justice League.
They dropped a thing today on Ant-Man. Walter Goggins just signed on for the
Ant-Man.
Oh,
really?
So he's the villain.
I love Walter Goggins.
Oh, yeah, imagine.
It's amazing.
That's slated to come out in July.
Yeah, next July. Yeah. It was July. I think it's July 4th weekend.
7th.
Which
July 7th.
Yeah. So
Okay.
That was surprising because that was an August movie, if I recall, or a late even fall movie the first time.
Yeah, Walton Goggins is
Ant-Man?
awesome.
Ant-Man was a summer last time.
Yeah, but it was later summer. It wasn't like the big
later
July
summer, right?
4th weekend.
No, it was July.
First Ant-Man?
Ant-Man. No.
I believe so. It was.
It was one of the later
It was July.
ones.
No, because my birthday.
It was July.
Was it?
Yeah, because my birthday's the 16th, and I watched Ant-Man my birthday weekend that year.
July 17th.
Wow.
Look at that. All right. Stand corrected. So that's kind of the stuff that's coming out. Then we have DC is going to be pushing Justice League. There is some rumors that we might see some more Aquaman stuff.
Roman Reigns.
And some talk about...
Doesn't he look just like fucking Roman Reigns? Oh, that's wrestling talk, sorry.
No, but it's relevant because he acts and looks like Roman Reigns. It's the same fucking guy.
With devoid personality and just muscles?
Yeah.
I would hope for a new Justice
two guys on the show that don't watch WWE and have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
I would hope we get a new Justice League trailer because we've seen the same one now for about a year. Because they dropped this one at last Comic-Con.
Right.
And we're still seeing that one.
Just don't put any plot in it, guys. Just
don't
put any plot in this.
They're going to reveal Superman coming back in the trailer.
Yeah, they won't do it. That'll be the third trailer. That's what they did last time.
Everybody don't fucking know already.
Right. Yeah.
Nah, it's gonna be Cyborg looking at Aquaman like, I thought he was with you. And then Superman's just going to rise up.
No one's going to say, is that a bird? Is that a plane? No? Okay.
Oddly enough. That's not
If
how
they
they
don't
don't.
announce it
I know
coming
we
back,
talk a
they
lot of
can't
shit
still
about Batman v Superman, but why would you even announce that Superman is going to be in Justice League before BVS even comes out where he dies? Like, why?
You have to sell toys, Jimmy.
It's terrible. Terrible. So the other stuff that's coming, possibly at Comic-Con, you got talk about maybe the Batman. Matt Reeves might be there. Speaking of #Synergy, his own episode of...
They announced 2 dates again. I guess they're scrapping the old calendar already because they've already fucked that up. But they announced 2 more. They announced 2 dates that are coming out, I think, in 19 and 20. And they're saying either one of them is going to be the Wonder Woman sequel, and one of them might be Batman.
It's 2 dates in 20. It's 2 dates in 20.
And
I think it's Cyborg.
Reeves came out. They said that last week too. Matt Reeves threw out Ben Affleck's script, so they're starting fresh again in Batman.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know. They're so
don't
fucking.
know. You're right.
Well, I mean, Reeves has an idea now what he wants to do, but
It's going to be mopey and
they
just
wasted
talking the whole time.
Wasted a year. They wasted at least a year of time on that.
Isn't Jeff Johns handling all the stuff for DC now?
Yeah, he's the Kevin Feige of DC.
I mean, he got a vision, so
we'll
Well,
see.
so does
Does
Feige,
he?
yeah.
Does he?
So did Snyder.
Hey.
Yeah.
They're also saying that Justice League, what's his name is our old friend Joss
Whedon.
changed a lot more than originally thought.
Of course.
Of course
That's
he
why-
did.
said
Yeah.
that was gonna happen, and I
Yeah.
bet you it's gonna be better movie for
And
it.
Snyder
no
Snyder might
fucking
not
way.
be too thrilled. So.
Hey,
Yes,
well-
fucking way, Abe.
Yes.
Oh, come
Yes,
on.
Abe. God
Come
damn
on.
it, Abe.
Marty made the point on Twitter that Snyder's slowly moving away from images of Justice League on his Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Abe, you know what, Abe? You know what? If Snyder was so good, they wouldn't be scrapping everything he's done.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do.
You know
They
why they're
just
whoa, whoa,
slowly
whoa, whoa. You
erase
know why they're scrapping everything?
Because
You
because it's
fucking
not good.
fanboys. The fucking fanboys.
No.
That's why they're doing it.
Do with fanboys. They don't give a fuck about fanboys.
Bullshit. They don't give a fuck
None
about
of
the
these movies
fanboys.
do. Look.
What the hell are you talking about? It didn't make $1 billion because of the nerd tears online.
About Spider-Man from fanboy. As a person that's part of that community, they hate all these fucking movies. They go see them, but they hate all these fucking movies because it's not accurate. They don't give a fuck about fanboys. Nobody likes those movies, Abe. That's why they scrapping everything. You got a movie called Batman v Superman, and they can't cross $1 billion. But fucking Iron Man came a third rate.
Because people are crying. This isn't my Batman. This isn't my Batman. This isn't my Batman.
It's the two biggest superheroes ever, and they can't make $1 billion.
Right.
Yeah, it made like 800 million, but that's not no. If Iron Man can make $1 billion, Batman and Superman in a movie together should make almost $1.5 billion.
I absolutely agree with that. They should have.
Nobody like these movies because you know why? It's bigger than this.
Well,
wait.
$800 million worth of people
Right.
Yeah.
watch these movies. I'm
They
just
smashed
saying.
for
No, the
250.
first Alice in Wonderland made $1 billion too.
I kind of like that.
Well,
movie.
kids' movies always kick ass. This wasn't a kids' movie.
But
This wasn't a
the
kids'
second
movie.
one, but the second one bombed because you know why? Nobody liked that movie. You can fool the people once.
No, I don't know.
I thought it bombed
Fast and
because
Furious.
Johnny Depp was smacking up Amber Heard.
Yeah.
That certainly didn't help things.
Some other things happening at Comic-Con. They can talk about Blade Runner 2049, Spielberg's Ready Player One, the Stephen King It remake. They're going to have some Game of Thrones talk, have some Netflix Stranger Things, and probably a little film called Star Wars might make a little cameo at Comic-Con.
I doubt it. They kind of stay away from
Star Wars.
this new breed of Star Wars has been doing more things with television wise. They're doing a lot of like ABC. They'll have it on during Good Morning America, or they'll put it during Monday Night Football. They're not really. They haven't. Like, there's always speculation. Oh, they're going to drop this at this convention or this at that convention. And they almost never do. So.
If something that doesn't need a trailer, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, they don't really care about taking over Comic Cons.
They don't need trailers. All you need is a scroll, and that's it. But I'm super amped for Ready Player One.
Is that what gets you most excited out of the stuff like out of Comic-Con?
Yes. I read Ready Player One last year. The story is great. It's a great story. It's like a dystopian future. Everybody lives in this fucked up world, and then you have the Oasis gaming program, which basically people just live virtually now. And it's a whole story, and then it has a lot of 80 nostalgia in there because the guy who programmed the Easter egg where the guy who finds this secret token gets all of the guy's fortunes. So it's a whole integrated thing. It's a great book. I think Ernest Cline wrote it, and to hear that Spielberg is doing it, that's pretty.
We've been hearing about this one for a while.
It's been for a while.
It'd be nice to actually see a trailer or see something.
Yeah,
Spielberg kind of needs a hit. It's a stupid thing to say, but Spielberg kind of needs something here.
Yeah, he does.
His last few blockbusters have not gone too well.
What, BFG? That's the last thing he did?
BFG and then the
Which I actually like. That's actually.
I've heard that was just kind of a lot of people missed out on that, and it did really well in Europe, I think.
Yeah, it was promoted oddly.
Yeah.
I'm actually upset how good Blade Runner looks.
Blade Runner looks good.
Yeah, you haven't seen the trailer?
Yeah,
No
that
one's-
second trailer dropped this week as well.
Yeah.
I think.
I saw that with War of the Planet of the Apes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually I'm actually one of the people who don't like Blade Runner, the original.
I'm with you, Jamil. I'm not a huge fan of Blade Runner the original.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's...
no, it's not bad. I've never been. Listen, Abe. Listen, I'm not saying it's bad. I've never been one.
I think we'll have to do a retro review on that one.
Was Harrison Ford in the first trailer for Blade Runner?
He was in the first trailer. Yeah.
I didn't see the first trailer.
Chewie, we're home moment. Yeah.
Oh.
Abe just left.
Abe
He left. He's like, that's it. I'm checking out, guys.
Here he is. My point I was trying to make, Abe, is I'm not one of those people that is just religious about Blade Runner being. I think there's a lot more in sci-fi, and I think there's a lot more that's been done that is higher than Blade Runner, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people that put Blade Runner at the top of their list, I don't see it. It's not for me. But I definitely plan to rewatch it. It's been a while since I've seen Blade Runner. I want to rewatch it before I see 2049. And it's been a while, so maybe that'll change. But again, it's just great. It's a great movie. It's just it's not. It didn't hit me the way that it hit a lot of other people.
What year was the original setting?
I don't remember it.
It was like 2017 or 2018.
Right around,
I think it was around this time. Yeah.
Oh well, we thought we would be in the 80s.
You know what? I don't think they thought that. I just don't think they care. I just don't think they care.
No. They didn't care.
I mean, like look at Back to the Future. What was that? That's supposed to be 2015.
Yeah.
They couldn't possibly thought we would have flying cars in 2015.
But they were off by 1 year about the Cubs winning the World Series, so they almost had it. They almost had it right.
And Biff is president.
Oh yeah, he did get it right. Okay.
So this is the darkest timeline, is what you're saying. That's what we live in, the darkest timeline. Yeah.
Got one last topic I want to squeeze in here before we wrap up, and it's kind of a somber one, a sad one. It's George Romero passed away, and this is particularly to Abe, and then everyone else can kind of chime in. We kind of know what his impact was on the zombie genre. I don't think there is zombies without Romero. But in general, the horror genre as a whole, do you think he's one of the most impactful?
Yeah, he's right up there. He's right up there with Texas Chainsaw, with Rosemary's Baby. As part of that new wave of horror that changed everything. Yeah. He was one of the most important. Because, I mean, he also did it unlike a lot of he paved the way for the indie horror films, too. Mm-hmm. It's just some guys got a camera and decided to make one of the greatest horror movies ever made in 1968.
And very progressive.
Yes. Although they claim they backed into that Dwayne was just the best actor they knew. They just... That's what Romero said. He didn't consciously want to do it, but Dwayne was just the best actor they had.
Man, Walking Dead is the biggest show on TV.
Yeah, because of Romero.
Yeah.
But I don't think Hooper's down in Texas sweating his balls off making Texas Chainsaw if it isn't for Night of the Living Dead.
And he hated Walking Dead, apparently.
Because they refuse to use the word zombie, I think.
Yeah, they offered him a couple of chances to either direct an episode or get involved, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I don't like that."
Which is messed up, because unlike most movies, they use his version of zombies.
Yeah,
like nowadays, everybody try to make their own remix. Like Walking Dead used classic Romero zombies, and it's kind of a shame that he never was on the show in any capacity at all.
They do they give nods to his stuff there, though. Like there's subtle hints of, they try to do a little homage there every now and then on Walking Dead. So
I mean, it's kind of hard not to, in a way. I mean, because again, he's
he invented it. He
really did.
We
not
also
only did he invent the zombie outbreak, but he also invented the whole idea of that it's always going to be the humans that turn on each other in these situations. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Also lost Martin Landau this week.
Yeah, that was the other one too.
Same day.
Same day. It's terrible. His performance
for
in Ed
70
Wood.
years. I think that's what I'm seeing. His first acting role was in 53, and he still has shit coming out next year. So
amazing. Again, his performance in Ed Wood, sensational. Just so good. He won an Oscar for that too, right? Landau won an Oscar for Ed Wood. Great performance. So
and he was good, like as an old, like he still acted well as an old guy. Like he was in Entourage for a good while.
Oh yeah.
He was like an agent. It was just funny. I mean,
Yeah, we can only wish to be 89.
Yeah.
God bless. God bless him. Man.
So, let's wrap up another episode of the Movie Stuff Show. Please make sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to us. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and on Twitter at Movie Stuff Show. Nick Jamil, again, we joked earlier about you guys kind of being frequent guests on the show, but we always appreciate you guys taking some time to.
I just have nothing to do. I was making popcorn and I just stumbled upon Skype. I didn't even know I was supposed to be on tonight. No,
that's what Amanda says. Amanda says she's like, I have a reliable Skype connection and I have nothing really going on. So that's how she ends up on our show.
Those are the only real requirements. To be
it
honest.
really is. You do have to have a dependable Skype connection.
Solid broadband and a decent camera.
I'd have to say you have to have a personality because we've had a couple of guests on here that never had back on because their personality wasn't good. I'm not going to name names, but we've had a couple.
You have to have seen at least one Val Kilmer movie to come back.
I've never seen a Val Kilmer movie. No, I'm just I've seen the Island of Dr. Memorable. No.
The one he picks, that one.
He's actually Jamil's favorite Batman too, oddly enough.
Oh, nice.
Better than Clooney.
Yes.
Better than Clooney.
No, Clooney's actually my favorite. No, I'm just
That'll be a debate for another day. Speaking of debate, great segue. Next week, live, 9 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, we're going to be back with a brand new edition of Master Debaters. I don't know who's going to be on yet. Abe probably doesn't even know who's going to be on yet.
It
might just be the
Monday.
same panel.
It's not Monday. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
It's time to
Sorry.
go.
That's it. Time to go. Later, everyone. Bye.
Bye.